720Hz monitor is here, and it is the world's fastest OLED gaming monitor right now. It has dual mode on 2K resolution, it can reach 540Hz while the 720Hz is available at 720p. Now 720Hz is mad fast and it's still achievable in a few FPS titles, but the trade-off is obvious. You're sacrificing some image clarity for the extra smoothness. Comparing 2K and 720p side by side, the difference is quite huge. I definitely prefer how 2K resolution looks, it's easier to identify targets or enemies from a far distance, and of course overall it's a much more enjoyable experience seeing sharp and clear images even in FPS titles. But from what I can see, there are some CS pros who run stretch, very low resolution setup, so this could still make sense for a small percentage of people. I think the main selling point for most people isn't the 720Hz, it's the fact that this monitor gives you 1440p OLED at 540Hz, which is already insane. That's an upgrade over last year's 480Hz WOLED model, and while 60 extra Hz isn't a massive performance jump, pairing 540Hz with a sharp 2K resolution and better OLED tech makes this monitor appealing to a much wider audience. Not just hardcore FPS tryhards, but also casual gamers who want to enjoy both speed and stunning visuals at the same time. This new model uses WOLED panel from LG with the new Tandem OLED technology and a true black glossy coating. The same upgrade Asus just rolled out in their new 32-inch model with 4K 240Hz just a few weeks ago. Asus claimed Tandem OLED has 50% higher brightness, 25% higher color volume, and 60% longer lifespan while being more energy efficient. With OLED, the biggest concern has always been burn-in, but the tech keeps getting better and better. Even with OLED panels from 1 to 2 years ago, burn-ins are becoming less of a problem. So with a claimed 60% longer lifespan, burn-in is something we can worry less about going forward. The true black glossy coating is also one of the big selling points that is worth noting. Because of it, the panel has darker inky black and is less affected by ambient light compared to QD OLED, which can shift slightly magenta, or matte WOLED, which tends to look more grainy. Also with glossy coating, the screen looks clearer, higher contrast, and the colors pop more compared to matte finish. The design of this monitor is honestly one of the best I've seen. Normally, I don't really care about how a monitor looks because the screen is all you see when using it. But this one is just that good. The monitor looks clean with the super thin bezels, and the panel itself is thinner than my phone. My favorite part is the back of the monitor. There's a translucent part that shows the heatsink and internals, which is very cool to see. It does have the signature gamer aesthetic with the RGB logo, but I like that it's not being overdone. The overall aesthetic still looks more futuristic and modern, rather than the over-the-top gamer aesthetics. The stand also emphasizes the futuristic look with the hollowed out sections, but functionality-wise, the stand does take up a lot of space. And I think most people will end up putting this on a monitor arm anyway. It will be only available in white silver color, so the only downside is now I gotta get a white setup to match the aesthetic. It is equipped with DisplayPort 2.1, so no more DP 1.4 with DSC. Asus also kept eLMB on this monitor, a motion blur reduction feature, and with black frame insertion, it only works at half refresh rate, which is 270Hz at 1440p in this case. This monitor is expected to launch sometime in Q4. There is no exact release date that's been confirmed yet. Asus also hasn't announced the price, but with the top specs this monitor has, plus the new Tandem OLED, I would be surprised if it comes in under $900. Realistically, I expect it to land closer to the $1,000 mark. Hopefully lower, but that's my best guess for now. This is just my first impression of the monitor, not a full review yet, as I only had a short time trying it out at Gamescom 2025. But from what I've seen, as someone who plays lots of competitive FPS, this monitor feels incredible. I mean, it runs at 540Hz on 1440p and 720Hz on 720p, which is the fastest gaming monitor there is. Add in that Tandem OLED and true black glossy coating, this is hands down one of the most exciting monitor releases this year for the 27-inch category. If you want something bigger like 32-inch, there's the 4K 240Hz model that just got released a few weeks ago, also with monster specs with the same true black glossy coating. I cannot say whether this will be the best esports monitor, because I still need to fully test the 610Hz monitor that will be released very soon. I think it's possible that some people still prefer 610Hz on 1080p rather than 720Hz on 720p, considering most pro players are using 1080p resolution. But if we compare OLED and TN visually, the OLED definitely wins without a doubt.